Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. Well, I'm jumping on because the breaking news is that John Bolton, former national security head, Fiona Hill has testified today, Trump's security advisor, testified despite Trump or the White House trying to prevent her from testifying, went ahead and testified and has told Congress that John Bolton had advised her to contact the White House lawyers about Giuliani and just say Giuliani et al. Giuliani wasn't acting alone, attempt to pressure the Ukrainian government. And he has basically said that he likened it to a drug deal. And he said Giuliani was like a grenade. He was going to blow up everybody. That is damning and explosive testimony because John Bolton will be up next, and we'll ask that. Is he going to get a subpoena? Of course he's going to get a subpoena. This is a real, Fiona Hill's testimony is a real, I would say, a game changer. John Bolton, former national security head, not just with Trump, but going back to the Bush regime as well. This is a Republican. This is finally a cabinet member, or almost a well, I don't know. Is your head of the national security? Is that your cabinet member? Very, 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 very senior person. Has now put the blame fairly and squarely for the impeachment articles, I guess, that eventually the Democrats will come forward with. This, no wonder Adam Schiff is coming out and saying we don't really need the whistleblower, or put the because I do feel there's a heightened security concern around the whistleblowers, because they'll have John Bolton now. They'll have John Bolton, and it's just corroborating the documents, the whistleblower's complaint, which Congress already has. So I want to start. It's absolutely huge, 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 huge news. John Bolton. Okay. I think we'll start with what's the fallout. What is the fallout from Fiona Hill's testimony around John Bolton? He put Mick Mulvaney, Trump's chief of staff, right there with Rudy Giuliani. He said the deal that was being cooked up by Giuliani and Mulvaney, likening that to a drug deal. What's the fallout from all this, and how does it impact on Donald Trump, the person making the phone call, the person in at the centre of the impeachment inquiry? How does Fiona Hill's testimony impact on Donald Trump? Okay, so we've got the Eight of Cups, and this is why I wanted to jump on. This is somebody walking away, and this is loss. And, I don't need to keep going over my past readings, but I did see a deal being made, and Trump having to stand down. So let's bring the laptop down, and then we'll take a closer look at Bolton. What's challenging that? Okay. The strength and endurance of the American Republic. What the Republic is founded upon, the equality of all people but equal before the law. The US presidency was never going to, the US Republic was never going to tolerate unlawfulness such as what we've seen alleged from this current president. We can see who the victor is and who the loser is, if we just want to put that in Trump's terms there. This is an absolute game changer. Fiona Hill's testimony is a game changer. And of course, what's the tarot doing to me now? The tarot is actually giving me all these he is going to move on card. This is the Six of Swords. This is relocation. This is moving on from a bad situation. What have we got in the past? We've got the Ten of Pentacles, and this is why the cards will fall. Trump's House of Cards will fall because the truth is now coming out. So we've got Fiona Hill. We'll have Bolton up next. I'll ask the question, is he going to appear now and be subpoenaed? This is a game changer. This is an absolute game changer. And where is Barr? Okay, now we've got what's in the sky, which is a potential future. Also the issue, we've got new starts, but we've also got the fool. Who is the fool? Rudy Giuliani, Trump, Mick Mulvaney, certainly not John Bolton, because John Bolton got right out when he could. Game changer, anxiety, 9 of Swords. This is Trump now. What can Barr do about this? What can Barr do? Of course, the next question is, will Bolton answer a subpoena? I think because Fiona Hill has come forward and shown an example, as has Marie Yovanovitch. I don't think Bolton will have any other choice, but we'll ask. The Knight of Wands, this card is representing the actual impeachment process itself. And we're getting right down to the Knight of Pentacles. We're getting right down to not just the alleged quid pro quo, holding back the money in return for digging up dirt on Biden. We've also got the Ukrainian businessman and the donors to Trump's PACs and the donors to the Republicans. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and I'm getting a draw there that Congress has more information on that. Everything is set to explode. I talked about bombshells. Where are we? What week are we in? It's just all coming forward. And I'm getting a pull to Ivanka Trump and the inauguration investigation as well. I feel we're going to get movement on that soon. This has all been in the timing. We've got the 2 of Swords, and this is having to make decisions. That's in the hopes and the fears. Again, I'm getting a draw to Trump's resignation here. The outcome is that we're going to have a ramping up of the Republican gaslighting, and we're going to have Trump getting even worse now. I wanted to read on Syria today. Syria is just an example of of his instability. I feel that's even going to get worse. The emotions around at this time, with the Ace of Cups, this is a closing down of this presidency and the start of the new. But this is also a draw to Trump's supporters, I feel. This is the overflow of emotions. So I think you can expect, and I don't want to say it, but you can expect some agitation now as it gets more and more toward looking like Trump is going to go under. You're going to get an increase in that in the rhetoric, not just from the Matt Gaetz of the world and the Jim Jordans, which are the what I would call low-level Republicans, but also the cult of Trump. Let's see what is at the base of the pack. We've got the secrets now emerging with the High Priestess. We've got the communications now being not only testifying. This isn't just the verbal testifying, but these are the documents now that are going to go with this. And we've got the Magician card, the manipulation from Trump, but also this is now actualizing his impeachment into reality. So how's this going to be? How it is a game changer, an absolute game changer. What I want to know is Bolton going to appear? Is John Bolton going to appear? Now, really, is Bolton a whistleblower? Because it's one thing telling Fiona Hill, the female, to go to the White House Counsel. It's another for John Bolton to just resign, walk away, and not inform authorities as well. So let's see if he did, because John Bolton is no patriot if he's left the hard yards up to Fiona Hill and the whistleblowers. Did Bolton inform anyone? Is Bolton a whistleblower? Let's have a look at that. Is Bolton a whistleblower? He's dragged in now, whether he likes it or not, but let's just see, is Bolton a whistleblower? Was Bolton a whistleblower? Is Bolton the whistleblower? Bolton, whistleblower. Okay. All right, so I feel that the CIA, the intelligence services, there was a criminal referral which Barr put the kibosh on. All of that comes back to Bolton and Bolton's advice to Fiona Hill. So All of this is going to come out. This is the Four of Pentacles, holding on to information, and also the card of security, challenged by, or insecurity, challenged by abuse of power. He was made insecure by the abuse of power, and of course we know what he witnessed. We know he resigned. The foundation of the reading of the Five of Wands, and this is division, faction fighting, obstacles and challenges within the Republican Party itself. We've got in the past his contract and what John Bolton's place in the world, John Bolton's place within the Republican Party. Did he want to rock the boat? We haven't got to the end of the reading yet. What's in the sky, endings and beginnings, and on the world stage, which is leading me to the intuition that he may actually very well testify. In the immediate future, the Moon card, something that needs to be revealed, but also holding on to secrets, holding on to the secret about the abuse of power. Right now, though we have judgment, and this is an inevitable ending of something. It is the judgment that is coming, that has come down in relation to the Ukraine. Will that be enough to bring Bolton forward? Investigations, the judgment is propelling the investigation. This is the inevitable impeachment inquiry. Look, hopes and fears, he's reviewing at the moment. He's reviewing. This is to do with money here. That's possibly why Bolton hasn't done any more than perhaps tell Fiona Hill to come forward. We've got the Four of Cups, disappointment, and we've got the Hierophant, the government. I think he's going to have to answer a subpoena, and he's going to have to tell exactly what he knows about Trump, the businessman, or what he saw. There's a connection here with Pentacles, of course. What's happening at the base of the pack? We've got the truth emerging, as we know. We've got new beginnings. We've got the High Priestess, the secrets now coming out, because we've got our sword here, and we've got this moving on. And of course, the Eight of Cups is there as well. 8 weeks, where would that bring us? 8 weeks is very important here. Why didn't he come forward? He chose to resign instead, and not be part of what was going down. He chose to walk away, but the truth has now come out, largely thanks to Fiona Hill and the testimony of Fiona Hill. Is she the Queen of Cups? People keep asking me. Is she and Ambassador or former Ambassador Yanovich, are they the Queen of Cups? Yes, they are. But they also join the good judges that oversaw Mueller's grand jury, Judge Berman, Judge Howe, that they're also Letitia James, they're also Stormy Daniels. It's quite incredible that women, at the end of the day, the courage of the women are responsible, are contributing to the takedown of this president. Okay, so he walked away, just keeping just one more card. He walked away from Trump. So I don't... was he one of the original whistleblowers? No, I don't think so. I think, according to my intuition, I think he chose resignation. But in telling Fiona Hill to do what she did, he must have known that he would eventually be subpoenaed, and that his comments and what he said to Dr. Hill would actually be the subject of record. And so is he expecting to be subpoenaed? Trump obviously will try and stop that. I did intuitively feel in another reading, I think I read that he would try and stop Hill, but that she would testify anyway. I think it's going to be the same scenario. Don't think John Bolton is not going to testify, but his position within the Republican Party, his income, his ability to earn income is all on the line. And he's reviewing and reevaluating based on is he ever going to work in this town again? That type of thing. Well, that's my intuition. I could be wrong, but I don't think he was one of the original whistleblowers. He may have handed over information now, but he certainly wasn't. I don't think in the beginning. He chose to resign and walk away instead. Okay, is he going to testify before Congress? Let's see. Some people have said, "Oh, you're speaking quite quickly." I do have to remember to slow down, and it's simply because of the amount of news that's coming forward at this point in time. Is Bolton going to testify before Congress? Is Bolton going to testify before Congress? Is Bolton going to testify before Congress? So I'm getting two images here. I'm getting the Hierophant image, the government, and I'm also getting the High Priestess as well. So secrets. So I think what that image is telling me, the government is going to subpoena Bolton, and Bolton is going to testify. Is Bolton going to testify? Is Bolton going to testify? Okay, so he's juggling at the moment, and this is the decision that he's got to make. Which ship does he sink? Does he sink the Trump presidency, or does he sink his own ship? That's what's happening at the moment. And for Bolton, it's a question of security. And when I say monetary security, it's his place in the world. What's challenging him are the lawmakers and the law and the courts. So I do feel that he won't be able to ignore a subpoena. Giving and receiving help, loans and debts. He's got a lot of water under the bridge, is the way that I'm reading this card, but it's also around offering help. So Bolton has baggage, let's just put it that way, baggage of his own. In the past, we've got the devil. Who did he do the deal with? The sky, we've got, now I'm not sure of Bolton's star sign, but this is the Lover's card. That's Trump's card, and it's also the deals that he's done in the past. However, in the immediate future, we've got the King of Cups, which is this more benign, supportive, kingly energy coming forward. Right now, though, we've got the Emperor. Trump's going to pull out all stops to stop Bolton testifying. We've got a plan that may mature in time, but this is also a strategy. Trump has a strategy to stop John Bolton testifying. We have the Chariot, the fear that things are just moving too quickly, or the hope that there will be pushed through and that he will be unable to stop. Illusions and delusions, throwing a smoke screen. The Republicans know that John Bolton's testimony would be huge, and John Bolton's got choices to make. We've got the Eight of Cups. This is a lost card, a walking away. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles, testifying on the work that he did, testifying around his work. What's the base of the pack? Money, Ten of Pentacles, money, the past, what he's been involved in the past, his enemies, and also his reevaluating. I'm not getting a clear answer here because the Seven of Cups is coming through. He's got to make a choice to walk away from the money. Okay, so is this illegal? I mean, if he's subpoenaed and it goes to the courts, that's what the challenge is. I don't think this is going to be an easy subpoena, an easy process. Let's just put it like that. Will Bolton spill the beans? Will Bolton spill the beans? Clarification on the Seven of Cups. He's weighing his options now. Will Bolton spill the beans? Will Bolton spill the beans? Okay, this is the Nine of Cups. It's a miracle card, so I do feel he will at the end of the day. They're going to try and stop him with the Five of Wands. They're going to try and restrict him, but as we saw with Fiona Hill, justice wins out at the end of the day. He's going to be subpoenaed. He's not going to be able... Oh, what's the next card is the Hierophant, which is what I saw. He's not going to be able to withstand a subpoena, even though the White House is going to fight tooth and nail to stop him from testifying. In the end, he will. He won't have any choice. Okay, so Fiona Hill, what an absolute stunning, stellar testimony that was. I knew it was going to be. As I said, I read on another forum earlier this week, and I touched on Hill, and it showed that her testimony was going to be blockbuster. That she was perhaps even more than the former Ukrainian ambassador, perhaps even more than Marie. I think her name is Marie Yovanovitch. Perhaps even more than her, Dr. Hill's testimony was going to be absolutely groundbreaking and a game changer. And the reason that I feel that is because she's put Bolton right there in the centre of it. And those words, this is likening it to like a drug deal, and that Rudy Giuliani was a grenade that was going to blow everybody up. Let's have a look at Giuliani. I feel that the law has really got to almost indict him or bring him in now. But as I said before, this process with Giuliani is running tandem to the congressional inquiries. Let's have a look. Is there an indictment there for Giuliani? An indictment there for Giuliani? Is there an indictment there for Giuliani? Okay, we've got the hired gun, the mercenary. This is money, doing something for money, challenged by the money. Oh dear, that's the signifier cards. Don't you love it when the tarot brings forward such accuracy? Looks like there's going to be loss for Giuliani. I do feel Trump is eventually going to cut him loose as well. He's reevaluating, and to me what this says is Giuliani's going to flip. He's going to walk away from Trump and he's going to flip. We've got the crossroads card. Giuliani needs to make a decision. And right now he's pretty insecure, but this is also holding on to information. What is happening in the here and now. We've got the Nine of Cups, which was interesting. That's the Bolton card as well. One of the other things that the Bolton factor and potentially Bolton's testimony will do is bring forward an indictment for Giuliani. Obstacles and challenges, division. The Republicans trying to fight back. However, the hope and the fear is the spotlight is now on everything, and this is the investigation. And we've got the Two of Cups. So, yes, he is going to be indicted. And this is the partnerships that he was in, including his partnerships with Trump. But it's the role that he carried out, the Three of Wands in the Ukraine, the quid pro quo, the expansion, the fostering of the business interests. And here's Fiona Hill, the Queen of Cups, Fiona Hill and all the other women. Yeah, absolutely, there's an indictment waiting for Giuliani, and it's not far away. 3 weeks, perhaps? 2 to 3 weeks, could even be days. Base of the pack reading, we've got the Ace of Wands, new starts, the World card, endings and beginnings, and why. We've got the theft and betrayal of the King of Pentacles, Trump the businessman, the Devil, and the juggling. Now, I do feel these are the decisions from the Republican Party whether or not to stick with this president. Okay, one quick question. We've got more and more Republicans turning on Trump, and some quite surprising ones. Syria has accelerated this. his actions in Syria has almost divorced him from when you get Marco Rubio tweeting out dissension and criticism of President Trump. You know that those Republican senators are worried about their own careers and their own future. Such is the betrayal on Syria. So I do want to just, perhaps I'll save that for another reading. I feel that I read earlier in the week that Trump didn't have any choice with Syria, that Putin was putting was basically saying, you do this for me. And why was Putin doing that? Because he feels that Trump's time is up as president. But let's go to the Republican Party over the impeachment inquiry. We had Matt Gaetz in the House trying to get into the hearing with Fiona Hill. This was a deliberate, I feel, push from Trump to say, get in there and see what's being said. But, of course, Gaetz wasn't a member of any of the committees, so he was turned away. Okay, so let's have a look at the Republicans, the senior Republicans, we'll just call them, not the low-hanging fruit, like Gaetz and Jordan and even McCarthy. Let's have a look at the senior Republicans. Where are they standing now? Mitt Romney biding his time, I feel. Other Republicans have voted with their conscience and have said over Syria, Trump no longer has my support. Where are they standing on Ukraine? Where are the Republicans now standing? Are they standing beside? Are senior Republicans starting to move away from this president? Are senior Republicans starting to move away from this president? So one thing I feel is that when Congress returns, they're going to bring forward these sanctions fairly quickly, and they're going to come forward with fairly strong language, but it's a little too late. A little bit too late. They know they have to make a decision on this president. They are challenged by New Starts, though. Any decision that they make on Trump affects them politically in the future. Foundation of the reading, the chariot. It's just once this chariot gets moving, you can't stop it, and that's what they face. Having to defend themselves in the past. Victory in the sky. This is a yes. They're going to actually turn. They're going to turn on this president at the end of the day. We've got control, and they're just unable to control him. And we've got right now a lot are thinking of turning their backs on Trump. Syria, it's just one bridge too far. So if it's not the Ukrainian issue that or the Ukrainian matter that has turned them, it's Syria. We've got secrets. They're also worried about what could emerge in this Ukrainian impeachment inquiry, or the congressional inquiries. All of them really. It's waiting for which bomb is going to fall next. The hopes and the fears. This is the Democrats' card. The final outcome, the 10 of Pentacles. This is the Trump organisation, Trump's money, but the investigation of Trump's financials, of Trump's business connections, of Trump, Russia, everything is what's going to eventually turn them. And we've got the 9 of Cups appearing for the third time in this reading. It actually flew out while I was shuffling as well. The 9 of Cups, to me, used to be Trump in 2016. So this is what's likely to come out as well in the Ukraine. Eventually, Ukraine is the tip of the iceberg. It's why Trump did what he did in Ukraine. Where's the record of the call with Putin? And also, let's go one step further. Where is the record of the call with the Turkish president as well? Both of these matters, Ukraine and Syria, are in this reading, which will eventually turn the Republicans. They will abandon this president. We've got the hanged man right, though. At the moment, they're stuck. They're stuck in between. They are trying to show support. However, we've got new beginnings, just too strong. We're at the ending of the Trump presidency and they know it. They're juggling. They have to make a decision on the Trump, the businessman, the king of pentacles. And what have we got? We've got the ending of the presidency. Why? Because the truth is coming out. Now, I'll save it for another reading, but I do feel Ivanka Trump is maybe battling legal jeopardy of her own. I feel that the inauguration investigations may be about to progress. Let's just put it like that. But we will save that reading for later on in the week. And of course, the ultimate scenario is that Trump's children could face indictments of their own. There could even be sealed indictments there already from Mueller, and Trump is leveraged with those, and that forces his hand to resign. Now we've got Joe Biden saying that if he becomes president, he won't pardon Trump, and I know a lot of viewers don't want to see Trump escape justice, so I don't think he will. I don't think he will escape justice. The justice card is there all the time. In fact, we're seeing the unrolling of justice at the moment. So I'll leave it there. I'll be back with another reading. We'll take a further look at what's happening, but I'll also look at Ivanka and Jared, who are very quiet at the moment, and Barr as well. We'll do an update on William Barr. But that's it for now. Huge game changer. What occurred today in Australia last night, what occurred in Congress with Fiona Hill's testimony has been huge, putting Bolton right at the centre there. And so now we've got to ask, Mick Mulvaney, is he in legal jeopardy? Of course, we'll take a look at that as well in a later reading. Thank you for tuning in, viewers. Bye for now.